Sorry about that, you guys. I got distracted by something that was going on. Anyways, I'm going to be doing some more work on the van shortly. Now, I'm not going to be doing much today, especially when I got a truck right on my derriere here. So, okay, give me a second. All right, so, today, what I was thinking about doing was, in a bit, is, I'm going to have to collect the garbage. I got to find some window covers. I need something for the front, no doubt about it, because I do periodically see people peeking into the van. Okay, and I don't know why you didn't think of that in the first place. There's some airflow in here. Come on, there we go. No? Oh no. Battery's dead. Forgot. I've had so much going on. I've been so focused with the back, I forgot to check. I forgot to, that this battery, I have to drive it for a while, recharge it, come back, but then you take the risk of losing a parking stall. You know, my son's wedding's only a week and a half away. So, now I gotta try and find the booster pack and somehow get the day going. It is one of those days where it's just going to be absolutely a doozy today, and I don't have air conditioning in here. Okay, I'm gonna go open up the hatch. Holy Christ. I've had to restart this, you guys. My morning has started off really bad. I got a dead battery. These stupid things here are not going as quickly as they're supposed to go when they're going up. And I just bashed my head on it. Oh, Jesus. The last thing I need is to get a freaking headache. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to watch what I'm doing too, and I should know better because I've had these things for 2 years. And so far, these things have been a bad investment because they're supposed to go up without a problem, but once they go up to about the yay high, it goes really slow. So it's like the springs are damaged in there or something, right? But I'm just hoping I don't get a headache. It's gonna be a bad situation if I do. I had one or two concussions my whole life, and you know, but when part of my head on this side here gets banged, that's it. I start getting migraines for something. I guess it's a soft part. Anyways, so you guys see my last video where I sat on the bed here. So now what I gotta do is, unfortunately, is I got to find the booster pack. I guess that's gonna be part of my day today, is trying to charge the battery again. And oh, what next? What next? Actually, you know what I think I'm gonna do is grab this, because I don't feel like becoming a crispy critter today. It's supposed to be cooler out today, but I beg to differ. Yeah, what a bummer, you know, this week has been. You know, we lose, oh crap, what's his name? He's from a TV show back in the 80s. Anyways, yeah, he was part of the 80s TV series. I really forgot what it was called. You guys will know the name. Then we lose Ozzy Osbourne, just a couple days ago, and now we lose Hulk Hogan, Terry, to cardiac arrest. You know, so you know, a friend of mine actually texted me this morning. Like the other day, a friend of ours told me about Ozzy, and then this morning she tells me about Hogan. You know, being at home going through cardiac arrest, and I was like, what? And yeah, he had a history of painkillers because of being in wrestling, right? So, you know, that industry, man, I'm telling you, it's even full of stress because you're away from family all the time, right? So, you know, it goes to show what stress can really do to you. FedEx truck. So yeah, you got to live the life to the fullest, you know, and that's why, you know, when it comes down to people like me who really need to figure out the directional way of doing things, you know, knowing the fact, you know, I'm 51 years old, and we really do not know how much time we have left on this earth, right? A lot of people are living the fullest, you know, and living van life and just, you know, enjoying as much as they possibly can to see everything, you know, because you know, we weren't made anyways, but yeah, so, you know, my condolences go out to all the families that have lost their loved ones on that. So it sucks, man. Anyways, right now, as you guys can tell, I am sitting in here. I'm actually sitting on the bed platform, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, if I'm done with the tool bag or not. I got to figure out where the jack stands are going to go. I might actually have to put the jack stands somewhere else along with the jack. So far I've had no takers for the jack. You know, I'm actually willing to give the jack for free, to be honest with you, just to get rid of it. I'm not going to need it. It's, you know, over the last few years, okay, like I'm gonna do something here. This platform is fairly clean, so I'm not overly worried about it. So, yeah, all right, so I've always wanted to do this again. Dang, man. Anyway, I should have my trifold going here. Anyways, so yeah, you know, like people are telling me, you know, I got to try and live life to the fullest now, you know, and it's only the truth. You got to find a way to do it and do it. So, you know, my son's wedding is coming up in a week and a half. It's amazing how quick that's coming. And, you know, I really do hope that some people who he invited, which were being affected by the fires, okay, I hope they do make it down, you know, because, you know, it's the biggest day of his life. It's the biggest day of her life. You never, ever, ever, ever get another first wedding, right? You know, and, you know, it's really something. I know this is all mixed information today, but I just don't care with the way I'm feeling. My head hurts now after I'm banging the damn thing. Oh, it doesn't help when you got degenerative discs, and now you can feel the pain radiating. I'm quite sure later on it'll go away, hopefully. But then the glare of the sun doesn't freaking help either. So, you know, the other thing is too, I've been really leery around here is that there has been concrete mixer. Anyways, you know, life is too dang short, guys. You know, so that's why I think a lot of people are telling me, you know, like, figure it out. Which way you really want to go? What do you want to do? I know what I want to do. I just need to get to it, right? You know, I've even got, you know, yeah, yes, you guys, I'm inside the van. I'm on the bed platform. And I'm telling you right now, with the height of this, it's unbelievably perfect. There was an offer that was thrown towards me, and I'm considering taking it. And just keeping a few things in here. So, oh, that's an electric vehicle? Could have fooled me. I had a family member talk to me and say to me, why take all that stuff with you right away? And she was like, why don't you just take those bags, store it at my place, keep the stuff you don't need out of the van because of weight. And I'm thinking to myself, there's not much weight in here, right? I think the wood weighs more than what all this stuff weighs. But their whole point of this is only keep whatever you believe that you're going to use. Okay? The likelihood of me doing any kind of mechanical work if I'm on the road is going to be slim. Right? I would be finding a mechanic and getting it done that way. Of course, if you're in the back country, it's a different story, right? You have to do what you got to do. But that's why I would be keeping, there are certain tools I would keep. Like, I got some little plastic cases of little bits. Keep my drill, screwdriver kind of thing. Maybe even my circular saw and the batteries, right? Because the circular saw, if you're in the back countries and you run into a spot where, it could be a roadblock of wood, you're want to deal with that, right? So, and jumper cables and stuff like that. So basically it'd be like one bag to be underneath here besides for clothing. So there is a catch to it though, is that I would eventually have to either have a storage unit eventually and have that paid for, I don't know, for example, 6 months. And, ooh, that was close. No, you should wait for the traffic to go by first. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's that guy. Oh, that was the brightness right off the windshield. Oh. Anyways, so I've been heavily contemplating that, and but and then that way I would come back and I would grab everything, and like I said, have everything in storage, or if I could miraculously have some kind of, I don't know, shelter home kind of thing within the next year or so or whatever, right? But clearly it's going to have to go in storage first if I take their offer. And I'm contemplating it, but the thing is that'd be another cost, right? And you have to, I think, the last time when I did that, you had to pay up front. I want to find out, I'm going to do some research on that, because I'm seriously, the stuff I don't need, like you got to keep, like, jumper cables, stuff like that. I'm going to keep my not my Wii Boost. I don't have one. My booster pack. I'm going to keep that, of course, for the battery, which has to be done again today. So, yeah, that way it'll be lighter in here. It's not going to make a difference on gas. I can almost guarantee you that. And then, yeah, I'm heavily contemplating it. I'm going to talk to the person again today about it. That's that would be a way of reducing, right? So yeah. So today, what's on the agenda? Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to take the van for a ride because of the battery. I don't have much gas left in there, so I'm gonna have to put more gas in. My head hurts now. Damn it. And I want to get that cedar pole done too. But I'm going to reach out to a few more people regarding the jack and the jack stands. And yeah, I've also got to come up with an idea for some kind of insurance. See what I mean, you guys? It's like a lot of people have said when they're in van life, it's not cheap. You have to find out insurance so you get towed and this and that. BCAA sucks. I've already spoken to them. And, they consider as a broken down van as pre-existing. As a result, they won't help you out. You got to pay for it. It's like, well, why else would you want to get help? It's going to be pre-existing. It's going to be before you call. They're not going to call you, before it happens and say, hey, I think my van's going to break down. Can you come here? What's the point of that? You don't know when something's going to happen with your vehicle, right? So, I know someone else that had BCAA, and I'm considering going through the bank, my bank or whatever, to see if they have any kind of auto insurance policies for this kind of stuff. And if they do, I'm heavily considering going that direction for that, depending on what the offer is, right? Because I don't want to be, it's because what I was told by BCAA is that you'd be paying your yearly of the amount that you pay, and then if you need right away service, you have to pay $75. And I was like, what's I go, on your guys' advertisement there on the website, it specifically says it's included. And then she's like, no, it's this is the way it works. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was just telling you. She goes, no, you don't understand. I do understand. I know how to read English. And I said those exact words to her, right? And I said all that kind of stuff because it's all recorded, right? So I don't have any BCAA insurance for that kind of stuff because to me, that's just horrible service. What's the point of paying into something where the package says it's included, but it's not? You never need a tow truck unless it's pre-existing. It happens before the call, right? So that's just, to me, garbage, right? So, and they're like, well, we do oil changes. I know how to do my own. Well, we could do your transmission. Well, then you know what? I might as well just go over to my mechanic and get it done. I see what I'm saying there, or the coolant or whatever. I can fill up the coolant myself, right? So there's no point of, getting that. The only thing I really need is something if I break down. So, so that's another thing I gotta think about and heavily consider my options on that. While I'm hitting the road, right? So. I've seen some people with their expenses, man, and it's not cheap to be doing this lifestyle, right? So, but it's the same thing if you have a sticks and bricks. It's not cheap. Good luck with finding parking, dude. Yeah. A lot of people in these areas are getting really, really, really mad because all the parking is taken. So. Anyways, so what I'm thinking about doing is I guess I'm gonna have to take the van for a spin, and I really don't want to leave this spot, man, because if I leave this spot, then chances are I won't be coming back to this spot, even though the majority of the work has been done. Oh, another thing is too, what I was thinking. And this is just an idea. I have to be careful because these, see what's happening is you probably just heard a noise underneath me, is because the legs are not solidified underneath, and that's why I'm wondering whether or not I should put stuff like this in the storage spot that I was offered, so that way I can solidify underneath. You guys see what I'm saying there? And then just have, another thing I thought of was, okay, now I do watch, let's see if I can put you guys up here for now. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. So, I do watch, Adventuring with Amanda. Okay, and I seen how she did her event. It's really, really, really nice, as far as I'm concerned, right? And so what I was thinking was, another idea was having this spot here where you guys see in the wood. It has to be organized, and maybe putting clothing and dry goods like food and stuff like that. Possibly food maybe over here in the corner. Okay, so over here, right? Just an idea. Or underneath the bed. Which means I would probably have to get plastic containers of some sort. So like, for breads, it could be canned goods. It could be, hell, it could be macaroni for all I know, right? Or instead of putting food over there, I could put the wood down here, like, so I'd make the box, right? And then I put all this wood in there ready, so that way if we were to go camping or whatever, open up the hatch, take the wood up. You guys see what I'm saying there? So it does make sense that way, right? Because if you have a tarping system over here to block out sun or whatever, it'd be perfect. So I know some people that do that. So and then this station right here where the wood is can be used like originally it was gonna be a streaming, so it was gonna be for streaming, just like, you know, I could sit here stream. But then I thought to myself, what if I was to actually put the cedar pole here, right, and stream from there to where I can just turn the computer or cell phone, right, any which direction I want to put it, right, and just I could relax. I could even watch Netflix from there. I used to actually have like when I had it before, the computer was right where my cook station is, and I'd be on the bed and just, you know, watching Netflix because it was free Wi-Fi where I was, right? So there are various different ideas that are popping into my head, right? So I got to figure that out. Yeah, so that's the stuff I'm heavily considering, is about the storage part, and then solidify the bed. So like I said, what are the chances I'm going to need tools, right? You know, everything has practically been done in here. So and honestly, even though the cook station and the wood station here, right, are not in the best of shape, you know, but that has to all clearly be rectified. That's my antifreeze, so that will be getting rectified too. And but you know, with the way I built them at the time, I was just like, should I really care? Should I really care what they really look like? You know, because most people are like, does it really matter? And the way I look at it is I really just don't care. As long as it's solidified, put the cooker on top, and do whatever I got to do in there, I think I'm happy with that. Right? After all, that was my very first thing I did in here. So, in a way, I consider it as being a success. And then the second one I built was clearly what I was going to make into a wood station. Still debating it. And it looks like it's it's rough, but in better condition, because I got the board right across on the bottom, even though it's not in the best, but it is what it is. You know, how's it going there? Hey Mike, what's up? Up there. I'm sitting on the bed, see how it feels in here. Okay. So yeah, I'm actually contemplating with all this stuff here. Oh, the guy that I know, turning 75 next year, he's got a memory foam. And he said that, you know, what you might only need is a memory foam in here, not your trifold. And I thought to myself, maybe, because this station here, okay, sticks out the length that, jeepers, the length that it does, right? There's a good possibility that the trifold will not fit in here. So he's gonna contact me later, right? Because his girlfriend lives out here. She's wheelchair bound, and he said to me that we're going to give that a shot, and if the memory foam does work in here, we will go that direction, right? Because you know, there's no point and then the trifold will stay upstairs just in case, if, you know, for example, if my son and his future wife decide to say, hey, we're going to be in town, we're going to stay the night for a night or two, then they would have not only the blow up mattress, but they would have the trifold there, so they'd have a choice of what they want to sleep on, right? Or if it's me too, right? Even though I don't like that blow up mattress very well, it's, you know, it's only worth $40, but it doesn't blow up very well. But what do you expect for the money, right? So yeah, when I see him later on, he says it's about 2.5 feet wide, which is about what this one here is, and he says about 6 feet long, which is almost absolutely perfect to be on here, right? So and you guys, I'm not trying to copy my buddy's way of doing things, okay? But I liked what he has there as a design, right? You know, because you know, he could put his feet out. Like, there's a lot of space here, man. Like, I wasn't expecting this. So when all this gets cleaned up, and it's gonna get cleaned up, all right, there is, like, yeah, my shoes are 10 and a half. Okay, so I'm going to be able to sit right on the edge. Okay, and whether I'm streaming here or and cooking, or if I'm streaming here where this bag is, you know, there's going to be room in here, right? So, and even he just suggested maybe try and see what you really need and don't need from tools, and go with that. And he said that with my hockey bag, might as well just try and take whatever out of the hockey bag. Like if you got a sleeping bag or whatever, you might not need the sleeping bag for a while. So that's why you need thulays, right? Because you could put it up there. That's what a lot of people do. And or you just roll it up, put it underneath the bed, and wait for that day when you actually need it, right? So, which is also an idea. But you want this space for your clothing, right? So, give me a second here. What is going on with my phone? It was just ringing. There, finally. I might have to go get my phone checked because it's been acting up a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that for sure. Is get that done. Wow. Oh, I just get never mind. Okay. No, I didn't ask for that. And the weird thing is, I don't even press a button on here. Sometimes things pop up. It's like as if my phone's been hacked. This was the phone that got hacked initially anyway. Makes me wonder. It's almost time for a new phone anyway at this rate because the screen's cracked. Even though I've got insurance for it, I've already reformatted it, and there's still problems with it. But as the phone ages, that stuff's going to happen, right? So, yeah, my mom did call. I'll call her back. So that's what I'm trying to contemplate right now: is do I not need the tools in here? Jack stands are going to have to probably go, yeah, like I said, they're going to have to go with the jack for anyone who wants it. So anyone out there who is local, if you want a jack that can lift 3,500 pounds, it's a small one, remind you guys have seen it, then let me know, because I'm not going to be bringing it with me. It weighs too much. It only weighs 60 pounds, remind you, right? But the fact is that when it's in here, you can really feel the weight, right? So weirdly enough, so it could be psychological for all I know, right? But there's no room in here for it, right? After I get bags in of whatever I'm going to keep in here, yeah, there's just no room. And I know I got to do something about the antifreeze stuff here too. I got to check the levels. And when I was smelling that little bit of burning, I had to figure out where the leak is, what is leaking, right? And then there was one point in time where I was actually smelling, for some odd reason, I don't know if it was a vehicle driving by me or not, but I did, and in the back, where the gas pump is, I did smell gas. So it's not a good sign, man. That's the sign of an aging vehicle, though. It means it's a sign saying it's going to be time pretty soon to be replacing it. That's why I've said to myself that unless it's something very, 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 very important to do, I'm not doing anything else, right? So it's just that I just don't really have the right amount of money coming in to save up for a new vehicle, and that's going to be a problem. So you'd see, I know a lot of people have been jumping down my throat, about work-related stuff, right? And how is a person supposed to be able to do that if they're not going to be sticking around in this area, right? I don't know where I'm going to be. In van life, you don't stick around in one spot. You're moving around, and Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, these are just like nylons that.
Looks like I've got some editing to do. That's okay. That's all part of trying to get the media out to you guys. Yeah, so he gave me these suckers here. Clearly they're not long enough, so if I was to keep these on the bed, I would have to take one and chop it and then somehow put them together. These are like, I don't know what kind of material this is. It's like a styrofoam. So, and put it right on the edge here, so you still got roughly almost a foot of opening. So this is like for a single. This, you know, would be good for, well, a single person who's not restless. So, but I will take that into consideration. He's a very nice guy. So, otherwise, that idea probably wouldn't work because, you know, I would have to be gone for a while, chop them up and put them together, and probably, I don't know, glue them onto the platform kind of thing. Right, but you have to have something where it actually will be comfortable, because I've got a bad back, right? And because my back curves, you know, a little bit, that I'm not sure if it would be good. But, you know, stuff like that should be in a thule, just in case. So, all right, so landscapers are out. Nothing's quiet. I gotta figure things out here of what I'm gonna do. Considering going to get my sunscreen, throwing it on if I'm gonna go for a bit of a drive here, I might have to take the risk. And you know, the bed platform has been done, so I don't really need to be here all the time. A lot of times I park in this area here, just in case if I get a call and saying, "Hey, I need your help," kind of thing. So let me try and see, maybe what I should do is just go get those other bags, empty the hockey bag, and see, or maybe I should just bring the hockey bag down and see if it'll work that way and make a decision from there. It's gonna have to go here in the front, so that way I could just pull it out, because there's enough space down here to pull it out. Okay, that's what I'm gonna have to do, and then I can figure out from there how this thing is gonna settle down. If I'm going to bolt it down, no, not bolt it down, I mean screw it down, or if I'm just gonna leave it as is with everything underneath. Decisions. You know, I got people asking me, why are you rushing yourself? You know, the wedding's not for a week and a half. You won't be on the road for a couple of weeks yet, you know, officially, you know, full time. And I told them, well, because I'm going to want to try it out in different areas. I've been looking around for different campgrounds, stuff like that, see if there's anything available at all, just to get a taste of it. Now, I'm going to have to buy a small light, just so I can have light in here too, right? And I'm looking for window shades as well. So once I can find, I don't know, a drapery system or something to go over the windows, then, you know, that must be an electric one. All I know is that's a lawnmower, and it's very, 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 very quiet, and I like that. Yeah, it looks like it's electric. It's from Still. Anyways, so yeah, window covers is what I'm looking for, and got to go check out my clothing to see, you know, how that's gonna work. So, all right. So here's the deal at the moment. All right. So I got word that I should be slowing down with what I'm doing. And the reason being is, I'm going to try and come indoors with you guys. Oh, I'm actually kind of stiff. Oh, there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, man. So, anyways, so, yeah, I got told I should be trying to relax on things for a little bit. You know, as You know, but in my view, I want to get this done. But because I bumped my head, I've had an ongoing headache now. It's been aggravating from the back up because in the back here, that's where the thyroid cartilage is stuck up. So you bang it one wrong way, and you got a headache for the rest of your day. It feels like inflammation kind of thing. So, anyways, and on top of that, I can't do what I want to do because someone parked their truck right on my butt, and because all the shade is on this side here, I have to wait until he's gone. So the pole has to wait. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys at the moment. So, what I'm actually considering doing is trying to go through some of this stuff, and you know, a book like this will always come in handy no matter what. And then I've got I got a stapler gun in here. Don't know why I've got it in here, but I do. I don't know why I got those in here either. Hey, found my other glue. Too little, too late for that. Actually, might not be. I might still be able to do. And oh, I thought I left this downstairs, upstairs. See what I mean? You go through things, you'll find it. And this is the one with all my tools, like, you know, my ratchet sets and stuff like that. And the other thing that comes in handy too is this electrical book, which is basically designed to help me out to, you know, if I have a problem with my headlights or whatever, right? So, so maybe this one here will come in handy. Get up there. Let's see here. Got an X-Acto knife in here. Tissue. I have these lights here, which I'm going to be getting rid of. I don't need them. I won't be going with that lighting after all, unless I end up getting it later on. These nails here are probably not going to be needed. So I got a few things in here I could probably get rid of, but it's not going to do any good at the moment. I got one of these things too, and I don't know 100% what this is for. Is this to put a hole in the bottom of the chassis? Like, for example, if you want to put a diesel heater in, is this the right kind? Let me know, guys, because if it is, then at least I've got the bit. But the only problem is I don't have a powerful tool to do it. My Ryobis is there's just no way it would work. So, and if I did put one in, it would have to go over here. So the gas tank is over there as well, right? So otherwise, trying to get myself motivated today, man. But with the way my head's feeling after I bumped it, I just, you know, on top of that, if that truck wasn't there, I would be probably trying to make a square case to put all this wood in, right? So, but you know, I really think, honestly, I really think that this sucker here. Move this out of the way. All this wood stuff here, part of me says I seriously should put it at the back and use this as dry goods for, like I said earlier, you know, for food and stuff. So it just makes sense, doesn't it? Because that way, having the stuff here and then the cook station's right here, right? It does make sense, right? So maybe a little bit later, I'm going to have to try and come back down here when there's no one parked that close to me and try and get the back done. Guys, you know, having a Honda of, you know, it looks like a 2023, I do not want to mess with getting that thing dirty. So, yeah, I guess we're going to have to do that. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I got stuff on top. There's not much here, right? I'm going to get this organized later. Excuse me. And what I'm trying to do right now is where's that marking? Right there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out the marking here of how long this is going to need to be to put on the side there, and then I can bolt it in. That's what I'm trying to figure out. because I'm not in there, and I can't just stick that thing in there because it's gonna be too long. Oh, my neck. So, and on top of that, if I try and do any sawing around here, I'm gonna get that truck dirty. So I have to wait. I think he might be one of the workers around here, so I'm gonna have to suck it up and wait. Nothing I could do. So anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm actually going through these bags too. The old man that I seen, the friend of mine, gave me some mats from his CRV. I'm going to be putting a few of those. Hell, I might even use them all, to be honest with you, and put them down underneath the passenger the driver's seat, just so that way there's something there instead of being metal. Right, so figure it out. Otherwise, yeah, I'm trying to figure this out so that way I can put stuff underneath it, see if that will work weight wise. I think it will. Yeah, so that's what the goal is for today. Was I've got a rocking headache because I bumped it, so I will be very limited. I'm just trying to get you guys videos. So. Okay, let's try and do this. So I think what I've decided to do is this wood here. Okay, I got two long ones. I purchased them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and build some kind of a small box, and for putting the wood into. I know a lot of people will probably be telling me, why don't you try and save space for a battery of some sort, right? And well, the way I looked at it is what I might do is in the future is, instead of getting a whole whackload of, I don't know, lithium batteries or whatever, I might just try and get the stacked up Jackery one, because it's a minivan. I don't know what my future holds for vehicles. I don't even know what my future holds, period, right? So I just figure, like I'm gonna ask around to different people what the best way to go. But even if I was to build the box here for wood or whatever, it doesn't mean I can't take it out and do some swap. Everybody changes their style of how they live in here anyway, and their rig rather. I can't even talk straight to them. I'm doing the best I can. But anyways, that's the plan I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do some measurements here and try and see whether or not I can accomplish that. And, well, anything in here really that I'm doing is an accomplishment. Garbage truck. Well, I was in the middle of trying to make a firewood box, and I just realized that I don't have enough wood for it. I'm trying to learn skills with power tools and stuff, you guys. That's why I'm doing this, right? And I don't want to spend money. Honestly, I don't. All the wood here, like the nearby construction sites, have already said no can do because they're recycling it all, right? I've already reached out to them and whatnot. It's like, okay, no problem. No hair up my chest, right? So, like right now, basically what I've done is worst comes to worst, they become firewood, right, for themselves. So, and besides, a lot of the times what happens really is when you're out on the road, you're going to buy your wood anyway, unless you're in the boony line, or not in the boony, you're in the forest, you see a whole bunch of shrubs, you're going to take it, you're going to use it, right? So, I very well could be just wasting my time doing this, right? Just because, I don't have... sticks and bricks to, and I was originally going to make a box for down here until I realized it would have to be a carry-out box, but realizing that I would need, well, I guess I could, go buy another $10 one and build it right around, because the height this is probably would be perfect for all that wood that is just sitting in there, and it wouldn't be bolted in here. Right, I'd be able to carry it out, right, to wherever I'm going to have a barbecue, a fire, whatever, So, and the wood, this wood here that I bought, which was years ago, was only $10. So, I might just postpone this until that day, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, maybe that's my best bet is to postpone that till then. So put that wood down there, and yeah, I'm putting a lot of work into this, you guys. Just because really think about it, if I was to get another van, okay, then I can always move that stuff into the van, right? So, and then of course I was going to chop up this wood here until I realized that that wouldn't work because of the size of the wood, and there's not enough. So because I would have to chop up at least 4, and there's not enough space. There's not enough on this piece here for that. So it is what it is. So I think what I'm going to start to do here is it's almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to start cleaning up some of this stuff, and I think I'm going to the tools I need for now. I'm putting it down here, right? Just because, well, I want to be able to put that bag away, right? And I want to put it underneath all the way, so that way, if worse comes to worse, I could just use those tools down there, which are going to be going under here. I've already got one bag under there, right? So, I had to make some adjustments. No big deal, right? I'm not going to give a rat's monkey's tool if a little bit is sticking out back here, because you guys aren't going to be looking back there anyway, right? So it's no big deal. All right, I'm going to start doing this, and I might have to actually call it a day because my neck and my head are hurting after I bashed it on here. So it's like a buddy of mine was saying earlier, he did the same thing. And as you age, it's harder and harder and harder to battle headaches. So, all right, let's do this. Well, I gotta call it, you guys, with the way my head's feeling. I have no choice. Where's my keys? I might have to. It's one of those situations where you might have to try and lay down and get rid of it. Where the hell's my key? Oh wait, it must be up there. Yeah, I have to stop because I'm feeling the throbbing. Anyways, thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day and I can accomplish what I wanted to accomplish today. Didn't exactly really accomplish much today, and that's, been out here all day, but it is what it is. I'm only experimenting with putting stuff underneath. I still might actually have to go store the stuff, so we'll find out. So, anyways, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later.